Here today in the Space Coast Daily Studios are some exciting people who are having a new program not far from Brevard County that we want to make sure all you're aware of in Brevard that you might be able to participate in. These are the folks from the John Melvin Christian College in Winter Park, Florida. And it's a program where you can participate in baseball, soccer, softball, or basketball and get a degree at the same time. And in the studio today we have the owners of the program, David Angeron, who is to my left here, and we have Mike McDonald, who's the athletic director and coach of the baseball team. And to my left over here on the end is Lauren McClanahan, who's a guru of sports here on the Space Coast and is director of Cocoa Beach baseball and softball spring training. Guys, this is exciting stuff. I really want to learn more about your college. First of all, Dave, tell us about why you formed this college and what you do.
Again, my name is David Andron, and I've spent years in professional baseball as a minor league coach and a scout. My wife and I, we had 3 kids in college through COVID, and they were getting pushed away from religion, getting political agendas forced on them, and just we're not getting prepared for a career. So we decided, we needed to do something about it, and didn't really know what we were going to do. And we hired a law firm and a consulting group, and opened our first campus in Louisiana 4 years ago, and then we opened a second campus in Pensacola, Florida last year, and opened this campus in Winter Park this year. So it's been exciting. I can't take any credit; it's all the man upstairs. But it's been a true blessing. Seeing the impact that we're making on these kids' lives.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Dave Angeron and his friends have formed this college, 3 campuses now. That's a wonderful thing about America. You see a situation you need to fix, and they go fix it. And so they're offering degrees for kids 18 plus years old to go and get a BA degree in business, sports science, or religious studies, and also play sports at a high level, and maybe go on to be a professional athlete or play in college. But it's like they have a calling for this, right? Dave, right. You found a calling for this, and you found a deep sort of passion. You saw your kids go through COVID, being held back in certain ways, and so you come up with a solution.
Right, correct. And online platform, a lot of colleges now are going to the online learning, so we do the same. We offer our classes online. Our students come in, they go to study hall twice a week, they go to chapel service once a week. We monitor their grades. We let them know if you're just coming to play sports, it's not going to be a place for you, because we're going to make sure we hold you accountable in the classroom and just as making an impact in the community.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And Mike McDonald is the athletic director. Mike, what excites you about this program?
Just the opportunity of starting something new. I think that when you get a chance to start something from the ground up, you can build it the way you want it, and that's what intrigued me. And when David and I met, it was almost an instant connection between us. Is his vision and what I envisioned this to be like from the athletic side. And like he said, the man upstairs put us together, and he's the one who's leading this thing. And so we're just kind of following that lead and doing the things that we can do. To enhance it each and every day, and be an impact for the student athletes that we have on campus and our staff.
Yeah. This, if you're just joining us, this is Dave Angeron, the owner of JM Christian College, we'll call it, John Melvin Christian College. We'll talk about where that name comes in just a minute. And Mike McDonald, the athletic director. Now, Mike, tell us about, let's say I'm a student at Merritt and I'm interested in going to college, I'm interested in religious studies or getting a degree in business, and I call you. What are the steps in order for me to start actually studying and playing with you guys in Winter Park?
Well, we have a couple of ways that happens. A lot of times guys will email us or fill out a questionnaire, and my role in that is I get back to them and start the communication process and try to develop that relationship between the student athlete and myself, and come watch them play. They send us a schedule, and we come watch them play a game, talk to their high school coach, maybe if they have a travel coach, talk to them, and just try to get a little bit of background information about the player, because we want to recruit quality humans first. And obviously we've identified the fact that they can play and they're capable of playing in our school, but we also got to make sure that they fit culturally, and make sure that they can do the things we ask them to do, which is go to class and act right, and be a good role model in the community, helping us with a lot of community service things that we have going on campus, and get them in for a visit with their families and show them our facilities and show them the things that we have to offer as far as the athletic side of it is concerned, and discuss the academics, which I think is every parent's question, is
Sure.
they're going to be investing in this. They need to make sure that they get a degree that's going to be useful for them and be able to have a career outside of athletics when they're finished.
Okay. So I meet with you. I'm from Marion High School. I'm a baseball player. I meet you, and I'm interested in coming over to college. Where am I staying, and where am I going to class?
So the classes are online, and we have a building on the corner of Cimarron Boulevard and Hanging Moss,
Okay.
in which that they go to each
Beautiful
and every
area,
day. Yeah, it's a great place. We like it a lot,
Yeah.
and Winter Park is a nice area, and that's one of the reasons that we chose it. And so they stay in apartments. Like they have student housing all around the campus because Full Sail University is right up the block.
Okay.
And UCF is also right up the block, and you also have Seminole Community College. So we're all in that same corridor. And so there's a lot of student housing there that's really affordable. A lot of our guys stay 2, 3, and 4. Like they have what's called quads, where there's like 4 rooms in each apartment complex that the kids lease out. And basically they just move their clothes in. It's furnished, and so that's where we stay at the current time until we can build our own facility.
And Lauren McClanahan, who's director of Cocoa Beach Baseball Spring Training. Lauren, what excites you about this opportunity with playing some baseball with these guys?
Yeah, well, first of all, Coach McDaniel is a very good friend of mine and someone I trust. And when he made the decision and transition to the college level again, I knew there had to be something special here. And because when he's involved in something, there's nothing but excellence. And had a chance to meet David, and David's just a visionary, someone that's cares about humanity, wants to see excellence in all he does. And so I knew the opportunity was going to be great. Of course, being a coach for myself for so many years, I see the opportunity for kids to have opportunities to play, choices in education if they want a Christian education. And let's be honest, here in Brevard County, it's commutable too if you need it to be. Mm-hmm. So, I think it scratches a lot of itches that are taking place in today's world. The opportunity to play in college isn't abundant in some regards. And now Central Florida, Space Coast even, has an opportunity to experience and be recruited and receive a degree from John Melvin Christian College.
Now, talk to us, Lauren, a little bit about your teams that you have coming in for Cocoa Beach Spring Training and how they're going to interact and play with JM.
Awesome. Well, as you know, 35 years now we've been hosting teams, and from the high school to the collegiate level. And so these teams come down for their spring training, needing teams to play. We worked with Coach McDaniel on the schedule, and we're going to have probably 10 to 12 games that we'll host here at the USSSA Stadium. Not to mention, by the way, their home stadium is the historic Sanford Stadium. So it's a great place to play baseball at on their own home campus, but they'll come mostly to play over here, and they'll have a chance to be recruited and seen. And so as we're talking to some of our customers about the opportunity, they all are very excited about a chance to be able to play their varsity or their JV baseball program, and also a chance to be recruited. Come play baseball in Central Florida.
Well, we got some great colleges here. Eastern Florida's here, of course, and we hope maybe we can get some games with our local Titans here. That'd be fantastic. Now then, back to the name, Dave, JM, John Melvin. That was very meaningful for you. Obviously, you've named the college after John Melvin. Tell us about that story.
Well, I started my coaching career in high school, back playing, coaching at my former high school, Berwick High School in Louisiana. And I was 22 years old, and this kid transferred over from a small private school named John Melvin. He ran track, he played football, he played baseball. He just lit up the room with his personality. Just one of those first kids that I connected with. I love all my players, but he was just that first one I had a personal relationship with. I didn't know his sister at the time, but I knew his mom and dad well, and I took him on all his college visits. He ended up signing at USL, which is now UL of Lafayette, to play football and run track. And then after he graduated from high school and moved on to college, I went to professional baseball. And I got that call in 2004 that he was killed in a motorbike accident. And it was like I lost my brother. It's like I don't know why that kid meant so much to me. I came back to the funeral and talked to parents, but still didn't know his sister. She was in nursing school at the time. And about 10 years later, when I got out of professional baseball, I moved back home to be near my kids and met his sister, and we ended up dating and got married. So when we decided to do this, we figured, why not name it after John and, let his legacy live on, because he was just that type of impact student that we want our students to be. So it definitely has a big meaning to us and our family, and it's a true blessing to see his legacy live on through these amazing students.
Indeed, you can see why these guys are doing this. They're doing it for all the right reasons. Great opportunities in Brevard County for college. Great opportunities just over the border there, Winter Park. And you can get more information on the website, which is jmchristiancollege.com. We'll have that up on the screen for you. And check it out. Lauren, it's exciting stuff. You bring some very interesting friends over into the Space Coast Daily Studios.
Yeah, well, God puts things together, and again,
Yeah.
when we moved to Orlando four plus years ago, it was to come play for this guy. So, when you're willing to put your own kids in under someone's care, and those of you on the Space Coast that know me and know my values and things in life, these are people that I trust my own kids literally. Again, Coach McDaniel wrote my son's letter recommendation, so I can't speak high enough of these folks and what they mean to me, and of course me and David are becoming friends, but just understanding the vision of John Melvin and what it's going to do, and we know it's going to be successful, and we're just happy that Space Coast Daily can be a part of their launch.
Yeah. Sports changes lives. It changed my life, brought me to this country many moons ago, and I'm proud to say I've got so many good friends in sports. It is it's an amazing thing how God and how sports brings people together for the good of our community. For Dave Angeron and Mike McDonald and Laura McClanahan, I'm Giles Malone.